Alrighty, well, good evening, all of our loyal listeners out there. As always, I am the host with the most, Billy Reed, South Africa's sweetheart, coming at you live once again from the beautiful IU Southeast University Center, just down the hall from the campus police. And we are here for another riveting installment of Let's Talk Dinosaurs, episode 18. We've been doing this for 18 episodes. How do you feel about that, Charlie?
Send help soon.
I'm feeding
They
him.
won't
don't
let me
worry.
leave.
No, I'm feeding him. It's
Keep me
okay.
locked up in the cage
We
here.
got him chained to his chair.
No. Brad, don't blow our cover. But anyway, as always, I am joined by the master of disaster
Charlie.
and that guy who replaced Kirsten.
Indo Brad. Awesome. I'm Brad Cooper. You might know me as Go Brad.
And thank you, Charlie. And for one final time,
It me, Curtis Cooper, cousin of Brad, best friend of Billy, and rising acquaintance of Charlie.
Howdy.
Glad to be with you dino bros and gals again. Gals because we have another special guest who's eating a sandwich right now.
Hi, Katie.
yeah, Brad's wife Katie's just kind of lurking over here as she does sometimes.
My cousin-in-law.
She's prowling.
Don't mind me.
So Billy, what are we talking about today?
Well, tonight we have a very special episode for you because tonight's episode, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, it's going to get weird. Because we are talking about the abominations. Or not abominations, more of Brad, help me out. What's a nice way of saying abominations?
Stupid heads.
These are the monsters of the era. These
Nah,
are just
that's
these
too
are
negative. That's
The gifted children of the dinosaur world.
the lost children of the
Cronenberg's.
dinosaur world.
Cronenberg's.
those of the dinosaur world, the
The grand mysteries.
beautiful apparitions of the Triassic Period.
Woo!
Yeah.
Please control yourselves. Show some dignity.
The disturbed
We're
outlook.
dripping with anticipation.
My middle name is Dignity. I'll have you
I
know.
thought your middle name was Horace.
No, my middle name is Go Brad.
Stay on canon, Brad.
Canonically, Brad's middle name is actually Skipper.
Skipper.
Yeah.
Who determined that?
I'm the one who runs this canon, Brad.
I think Matt
Look,
probably.
Brad,
determined
you've
that.
come a long way in the Let's Talk Dinosaurs canon.
That's true.
Need I remind you when you were just the guy we used to start fights with our other fans?
That's true.
That's true.
I remember back
Yeah.
in the day.
He rose from the Twitter ranks, and now he's here.
So
I defeated Liz and Twitter back.
yeah, she's totally dead now. She's no longer with us.
No.
Oh
You
no!
did that.
Oh no! I saw her 2
I
weeks
have
ago.
no
She's
regrets.
definitely alive, listeners.
Oh.
I have
Okay.
no regrets.
Canonically, Liz is still alive. So there you have it. For any of you who are wondering, that girl we mentioned maybe twice or 3 times in like 4 episodes of last season, she's still alive. For all you Let's Talk Dinosaurs diehards out there.
She's doing great, everybody.
Don't worry, we got many more dino girls and boys out there.
What?
Who
Fans.
are the listeners?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway. You okay? You looked a little angry there when I insinuated that your friend was dead.
No, I have a angry-looking face naturally.
Okay, that looked a little... I'm used to your angry face. That looked a little angrier than usual.
I have facial hair now. It makes me look angrier.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's get right into it. So, a quick briefing. Triassic Period 101. So you see, the Triassic Period was the first era of the Mesozoic, also known as the Great Age of the Dinosaurs. Now, the Triassic came after a very bad time in Earth's history. See, right before the dinosaurs, there was the Permian period, where these weird amalgamations that were somewhere on the line between mammal and reptile dominated the Earth. Really ugly-looking nightmare creatures, if you ever want to look up what a Gorgonopsid looks like, yeesh. But, anyway, so right at the Permian period, ended with a bang, let's say. So you see...
Bang.
But
The Cretaceous extinction that killed the dinosaurs, the giant asteroid that struck the Earth, that killed about 75% of all life on Earth. So that was pretty devastating, but the Permian mass extinction, which we don't exactly know what caused it, killed about 95% of all life on Earth.
what's your theory about what caused it?
I don't know.
If you had to just throw something out there.
I mean, I don't know, a solar flare or something?
Aliens.
The aliens.
Let me just say, okay, aliens arrived during the Permian period, okay, and they killed off all the animals and they left these creatures behind. It makes perfect sense. I drank a whole bunch of Dan Aykroyd vodka, and I got these ideas, and I think I'm on to something.
Brad, last time I saw you drink vodka, you broke out in hives.
Dan Aykroyd's a special.
They found evidence of Siberia. It's either a combination of an asteroid impact or a supervolcano. I took it out.
Ooh, that's true.
I read up on this.
And if you want another interesting trivia fact about the Permian extinction, paleontologists referred to the event as the Great Dying.
That's intense.
That's metal.
Paleontologists are lazy with their names.
That's the next Disturbed album title,
I would call
actually.
it like Rapturing Part 1.
Well, you know, I one
Kirk
time
Cameron was the only dinosaur to survive.
I one time started a Change.org petition to change the name of the Cretaceous mass extinction to the Velociraptor, but it didn't get very far.
And that's why you the boss.
I run this show, and don't you forget it.
That was directed at you, Brad.
The rebellion is coming.
Ever wonder what happened to Kirsten?
She lives in me, apparently.
I know what you did to Kirsten.
Kirsten and Charlie are the same.
That's true.
That's canon.
Kirsten is a split personality of Charles.
It's multiple personality disorder. We don't like to talk about it.
It's like M. Night Shyamalan split up in here. Charlie's going to start crawling up the walls in a couple minutes.
Beast is coming out.
The beast is real.
Something greater.
But anyway, after the Permian mass extinction, when 95% of all life was on Earth, all life on Earth was destroyed, there were a lot of ecological niches to refill. So the natural world had to be completely rebuilt from the ground up. And as you can imagine, evolution kind of just threw a lot of things at the wall to see what would stick, which resulted in a lot of really weird creatures popping up. Some died out pretty quickly, but others went on to dominate. And among them were the first dinosaurs.
Rawr.
And possums.
And possums. Well, actually, possums didn't show up until about the end of the Cretaceous, but the
Possum-like things.
possum-like things, yes, but possums, as we know them, didn't show up until the Cretaceous.
The precursors to possums.
Those beautiful possums.
Not the flying variety, but
Whatever the word for it is, like pro-possums.
Proto-possum.
Proto-possums.
Prequel
That's-
possum.
that is also canon.
Or
Proto-possum.
the size of a bus. They hunted dinosaurs.
You sure you're feeling okay today, Charlie?
I'm doing great.
You
Proto-possums.
seem a little floppy.
Charlie's just feeling
He's
a little
got his
frosty
Panic
today.
at the Disco shirt on. How could he not be in a great
I'm
mood?
going through a phase here, guys.
Charlie had to have high hopes.
Y'all just
for a
don't
living.
understand. It's just how, it's not a phase, Brad.
Oh, I understand.
You're so edgy.
I'm gonna go dance down the street like in Spider-Man 3, guys.
Do it.
Do
I'll
like
join
you do like you did in that one episode where you started yelling that Kirsten wasn't your real dad and you stormed out.
You're not my real dad, Brad.
I know you are my son, and you will.
My mom doesn't love you.
In this house, we only wear Megadeth shirts.
Why must we fight?
Can't you see this senseless violence is tearing Let's Talk Dinosaurs apart?
So tell us about our first dinosaur.
But anyway, let's get into our first denizen of the Triassic. This one isn't too terribly weird. This is a little tiny dino from the Triassic, the Coelophysis, a name that means hollow-natured.
It's the Dark Souls of dinosaurs.
It's named... That doesn't even make sense.
Praise the sun.
Don't go hollow, Billy.
Coelophysis.
Where are the
Now say it
lords
in a
of
funny
Cinder?
accent.
Yes.
Don't encourage him.
We shall light the fire.
Coelophysis.
But anyway, it was named after its hollow bones. Now, did you just T-pose?
No, that
That's a
was
praise.
Yep.
T-poses this.
Interesting you should say that, because birds have hollow bones. You think dinosaurs and birds could be related?
No.
What?
That's impossible.
That's like a giant turkey right there.
Gobble gobble.
Man, I'll cook it up for Thanksgiving.
I mean, Brandine and I...
Hand me that leg of that Coelophysis.
Brandine and I, we was out there on the farm, and a bunch of these little skinny turkey-looking, I don't even know, like... I mean, if these things is real, why ain't they stuffed and mounted in the Bass Pro Shop? That's
Man,
what I-
dinos is tasty.
And they is fun to eat.
But anyway, the Coelophysis was just a little guy, little tiny meat-eating dinosaur, coming in at about 9 feet long and 4 feet tall. It was found all the way throughout the United States as well as Africa, which indicates they had a much wider range, but those are just the only two places that they fossilized. So,
Is Coelophysis related to Compsognathus?
I mean, distantly in like the larger family of theropods.
Compsognathus came
but-
later, like in like
Yeah, in
Jurassic
like the
or something
Jurassic period.
Alright,
Yep.
it's like, no, let's talk about that. That poor girl in Lost World. Carry on.
Hey, she lived.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh.
John Hammond said she lived, and I trust that man.
I don't trust him.
Okay, cool.
I trust him. He spared no expense.
Spared no expense.
But he was evil in the books.
Oh, he was horrible in the books.
Yeah,
Hated in the books.
everyone was horrible in the books.
Besides Ian and Malcolm.
No, he was kind of horrible too.
He was kind of a...
He died and then was
Kirsten.
miraculously resurrected for Lost World.
He's alive.
They pulled
Why?
they pulled an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and was like, no, he was only dead for 3 seconds. I'm not even lying. That's honestly the explanation they make.
And then he had a nobody
the
who was
second
named
book.
Jeff Goldblum and Heartless.
But anyway, the Coeliophysis, for such a little guy, had very, very muscular legs. That indicates that this thing was a pretty fast runner. Scientists estimate that it could have reached speeds exceeding 30 miles per hour. So it's a speedy little bugger. Now, it's got a very narrow skull with several sharp little needle-like blade teeth that were made to, just kill things, rip and tear meat and flesh and all that stuff, jolly good stuff. And it also had very good eyesight, which was believed to be the thing it mostly relied on to catch its prey. It's also theorized that Coeliophysis may have been nocturnal. This is usually about the part when Charlie says
Give
I could've run it
into
down.
the night.
you could do it
I could have ran it down.
using your Boy Scout skills.
Use my Boy Scout skills to be a battle of the fittest.
Be a Dino Wrangler. When did you get your Dino Wrangler badge, Charlie?
That was easy. That was like my first badge I got after basketry.
We got to put the dinos in something.
Right?
Weave us a Dino basket, Charlie.
A Dino Care basket.
All right, Billy, I got a question.
It's a basket.
So, why did it need very dexterous fingers?
Don't read ahead.
Play Candy Crush.
That's rule number 1. You don't read ahead.
Where's these rules written down? I want to see the list.
It's in the canon, Brad. You should have read our wiki. Which it's okay. I have Matt right over there in that broom closet writing our wiki as we speak.
Matt, are you okay?
He
Matt's
taught
mom is
himself how
helping
to
him.
code.
Matt's mom is helping him. It's okay.
It's okay. Once every 3 days, I feed him a little tiny drop of sugar water with an eyedropper. So, but anyway, so yes, the Coeliophysis did have very dexterous hands for such an early dinosaur. It had 4 fingers on each hand, very advanced for such an early predator. And scientists aren't exactly sure why. It was believed that it would have had to. Why are you doing that?
I'm just imagining what it'd be like to be that there dinosaur.
Feel the hands.
My phalanges. Fear them.
I think this dinosaur was Sonic the Hedgehog. I really do.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's got some blue in there, at least
It
on
goes-
this artist rendition.
It goes fast, and look at those dexterous hands.
Hopefully, it's just not the Paramount movie version of
It's also
Sonic.
got really muscular legs, much like a certain hedgehog movie version we know.
We're not talking about the movie.
Absolutely thick.
Anyway,
All right, so tell us more.
so why do you think it actually had like super like complicated
Well,
fingers?
It's believed that it would have. Some scientists think that this thing may have eaten dinosaur eggs, and the hands would have been used to like pick up eggs and run away with them. But we don't really know. But it's
Scrambled
quite
egg and omelet.
quite an anomaly for such an early predator.
Fascinating.
So anyway, moving onward. Okay, we're really getting into the weird stuff now. Let's get into an early crocodilian, not a dinosaur. There are going to be a few non-dinosaurs tonight.
crikey.
So we
Aw,
have
he's
the-
cute. I had
He's
to pull
so
Kirsten
precious.
Charlie, do a Kirsten.
So, Billy, do you think they ate snow?
Oh my god, like actually I think they eat popsicle sticks.
Like, Billy, how do we know that was their color?
I forgot how to count to 10.
there. Billy, were you there?
Ah, Kirsten. I said a Kirsten word.
I miss Kirsten. But anyway, our croc for the evening here, we have the Postosuchus, a name that means post crocodile, named for Post, Texas, where it was found.
Were Crocs shoes named after these?
Yes.
The more you know.
Why does it say it's post-crocodile when it's in early crocodilian?
Worked for
It was named after a town.
Did you not just hear me say that?
He just
Brad?
said that.
I missed it.
Maybe Brad is the new Kirsten.
You're full of beans.
I know.
It's
Full
a
of
no.
This boy's full of beans.
pinto beans.
When the market crashed, I get a job as a postman. That's all I could do.
So, how big was this boy?
Well, you see, it was a pretty large crocodilian for being such an early member of the family. At about 16 feet long and weighing about 600 pounds. This thing was
Big Chungus.
It's not the same.
It's a big boy.
It's a dead meme.
You can't replace Kirsten.
I'm sorry.
And Charlie, Big Chungus lives in all of us.
It's a dead meme.
No, it's not.
It will never be dead.
Nope.
Not as long as I am captain of this ship.
Brad's a spokesman for Gen Z, okay?
I am.
The official meme team.
Yes. Matt is my first mate.
But Matt's the captain of this here station.
No, he's matey Matt.
First mate.
I hope you're not hearing this.
You are Admiral Billy.
But anyway, the Postosuchus, for being so big, was bigger than most, if not all, meat-eating dinosaurs of its day, and was the apex predator of the Triassic. It even hunted several dinosaurs, even the early sauropods, which we'll talk about some more of those here in a minute. They weren't as big as the sauropods of later years, but it was very robust compared to modern crocodilians, which makes scientists indicate that this thing hunted exclusively on land, because it wasn't much of a swimmer. Now, its jaws were very powerful, which would become a trait of all crocodilians later on down the line, but this obviously indicates that it hunted very large prey. And its jaws were also a lot more dinosaur-like. They had a lot more in common with raptors and tyrannosaurs than they did with modern-day crocodiles. And an interesting thing is that its olfactory units were very well developed, which indicates that it has an excellent sense of smell. Could have detected prey from miles away. So, yeah, the Postosuchus is a very scary boy.
Well, gee golly, Bill, you summed it all right up right there.
What?
Who is that supposed to be?
I don't know. That was just me saying gee golly, Bill. You just summed it all right up right there. But in a very enthusiastic tone. I'll never do it again.
It looks like a crocodile, but it plays basketball due to its long limbs.
Basketball. Let's shoot some hoops.
Man, if only it were an American, it'd be playing an American sport like American football.
Man, it would be a good target in the red zone, let me tell you.
Even though here in...
it's like 16 feet long. Red zone weapon.
And it could use the best balls. Every ball is perfect when it's in the jaws of the Postosuchus.
Bradford, how many times have I had to tell you this is a family show?
Well, I'm talking about footballs here.
We can't be having any double meanings. There are
I'm
kids who
talking
listen to
about
this.
football.
Double entendre.
I feel like it's got.
You're the ones with the dirty minds.
To be able to play curling, I think it's got a good form for that.
Yeah, I can see
It's
that.
already on boards. It's
Well,
like,
and curling is the national pastime of Canada, and we all know what Canada did for us. A great justice. So,
yeah.
He was a post-crocodile.
do you need me to explain once again that Avril Lavigne is from Canada?
No,
Charlie?
I understand that, but also, there's plenty other bad things from Canada.
Avril Lavigne makes up for it.
Yeah.
All of them.
Justin Bieber isn't that bad.
Avril Lavigne.
The
is
Jonas
Canada.
Brothers are back. I'm excited.
Yeah.
They're not from Canada, are they?
No, it just made me think of that.
SOS, don't want a second guess.
Or gentlemen.
It's true.
I'm slipping
Into the lava, and I'm trying to keep from going under.
Baby, you turn the temperature hotter, 'cause I'm burning up for you,
Charlie.
What a stud, that Charlie.
Oh, man.
That was a good moment, guys.
That was magical.
So, Billy, tell us about the next dino.
Okay, this is where we're really getting into the weird stuff. This is a dinosaur, well, not even really a dinosaur. Scientists aren't sure how to classify this thing. It was pretty
ferret.
recently discovered. This is the Eretmorphus. Name that means orphan, not orphan, orphan.
Orphan?
Orphan, like 2 words.
He's a fan of oars.
Yeah.
It's
Like a true Viking.
He is. I'd ride him on the high seas.
But anyway, this is a really, really messed up marine reptile from the Triassic, and this thing appears to be some sort of weird amalgamation of like 4 or 5 different animals. You see, it gets its name because it has these flippers that are actually made up of several individual digits, kind of like a modern day like a seal or even like a mosasaur or a plesiosaur from later days. So its flippers are basically giant mutated hands. Its body's covered in armor like a crocodile, which is a weird notion. But here's where it gets really weird. This thing has a skull that is almost identical to a platypus.
That's weird.
This is just Perry the Platypus, let's be honest.
This is his final form.
It is.
But the skull indicates that this thing most likely fed on undersea plants like seaweed and algae, because that's what platypus is. Platypi?
Yeah, I think it's platypi.
Platypus. People.
Monotremes. That's the family.
I like platypuses.
You don't watch Phineas and Ferb, apparently.
No, but I had to do a research paper on platypuses in
Platypi?
college.
Isn't Phineas and Ferb outside of you guys' generation?
What?
No,
No,
Phineas and
I
Ferb is
watched-
millennial.
I love it.
I watched it.
Interesting.
Platy people.
Well, we need to bring on a Gen Z representative.
What's Anthony doing tonight?
Nothing.
Probably T-posing.
No, he told me yesterday T-posing is out.
Yeah,
T-posing will
we
never
have
die.
a hot take from Gen Z. T-posing is out.
Those of you who don't know, Anthony is Curtis's brother, and he's Gen Z.
He's the dankest.
the
Coming
dankest of
to
boys.
Pokemon Sword and Shield, Eratomorphous. What?
Pokemon Sword
What?
and Shield. I'm Team Sobble, by the way.
Always Team
Eratomorphous.
Sobble.
What's your favorite starter from Sword and Shield, Charlie?
I have no clue.
Okay, well then.
I'm not sure yet.
Charmander? I don't know.
Okay, Charlie, you're muted.
Moving on.
But,
Squirtle is clearly the best, Charlie.
But anyway, so further
Brad.
study on the Eratomorphous shows that while this thing is definitely odd, it's believed that it's actually a distant relative of the ichthyosaurs, which are a family of marine reptiles that lasted all the way out into the end of the Cretaceous period.
Means
they
fish lizard.
means fish lizard. They kind of look like reptilian dolphins. We're going to be talking about another one of their ancestors here later. But yeah, Eratomorphous is what's our final words on Eratomorphous?
I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
I give an 11 out of 10.
That is a good boy.
This is Perry the Platypus.
Okay, so, oh boy, let's get into a very controversial boy for this evening. We have the Herrerasaurus.
I think he looks cute.
Where's Herrera at? What's it named
Oh,
after Herrera?
it's the name means Herrera's lizard, named after John Herrera, who was a South American rancher who discovered the first skeleton on his property.
Nice.
Ranch life.
He was living that ranch
He
life.
was living ranch life so hard. Only the chosen few can live ranch life.
Was he out mowing the lawn when he discovered it?
He was just out there mounting his lawnmower when all of a sudden he hit a rock. It wasn't a rock. This is a thing.
He
It
went to
was a
go
Herrerasaurus.
get some gasoline, but then he realized it was a dinosaur.
But anyway, Herrerasaurus is one of the earliest known dinosaurs and is actually one of the first ever dinosaurian apex predators. It was a very large creature at about 20 feet long and 6 feet tall. Now, I call Herrerasaurus a dinosaur because as of right now that's what it's classified as, but scientists do not know for the life of them. This has been a hot topic ever since this thing was discovered and even rages on into modern day as to what Herrerasaurus truly is. Now, the largest theory is that it was an early ancestor of theropods, the meat-eating dinosaurs like T-Rex, Allosaurus, all those. But skeletal, structurally wise, they found that this thing has a lot in common with early sauropods, too. So it's also believed that this thing could have been an early carnivorous ancestor to the sauropods.
What's your hot take?
Well, I think most of the evidence points to it being a theropod, but some scientists say that it's not a dinosaur at all and is actually an early relative of crocodiles.
But its legs aren't
Those scientists are
sprawling.
full of beans.
Yeah, it looks like a dinosaur to me.
What was that, Charlie?
Its legs aren't sprawling, so I don't see really how that could be.
Well, the early crocodiles didn't have sprawling legs. The Postosuchus didn't.
Valid. Carry on.
Yeah, it had long, willowy legs.
It was a dancer. Dancing queen.
But anyway, let's get into some facts that we actually do know about this thing. It had a very long, narrow skull with sharp teeth. Now, what indicates that this thing was a very primitive predator is that compared to other meat-eating dinosaurs, and I'm still calling it a dinosaur, its teeth didn't have any sort of specialization. Like, most meat-eating dinosaurs had little serrations in their teeth to make big bleeding wounds, and then you have the T-Rex, which just had those giant teeth meant to crush anything that got in its way. This thing's teeth were basically just big needles, so
Like opossums? Like opossums?
possums have teeth like that?
Probably.
Have you ever looked at a possum close up? Have you seen death in its eyes?
Yes.
Those possums, if you turn your head away from
Raccoons
them.
have teeth like that, I'm pretty sure. This is an early raccoon, actually.
It's a coon.
Billy, you mean a raccoon? Because that's how Mom told me it's pronounced.
Your mom is wrong, Matt.
No. Matt, we love
Ouch.
you. We love you, Matt.
Yes, we do.
I do. Brad secretly hates you.
So what was the
No,
weight?
I love you, man.
What was the weight distribution on this here thing?
What do you mean weight distribution?
That's what's next on the list.
On a scale, what did it
Okay.
say?
I was setting you up.
I
was it?
wouldn't word it like weight distribution.
didn't want to spoil it for the listeners this
Rule
time.
number 13, paragraph 2, subsection D. Nobody is allowed to read ahead.
D.
I didn't read ahead. I was setting you up.
You're fired.
Bring back Curtis. Bring back Curtis.
Rage Against the Machine.
Where am I?
You're in my basement now.
Oh my gosh, no.
But anyway, so the Herrerasaurus was very lightly built and meant to chase down prey. Pretty uncharacteristic for a larger dinosaur. So, yeah, the Herrerasaurus is a bit of a controversial boy, but I'm still calling it a dinosaur because that's what it looks like to me. So, what's our final words on Herrerasaurus?
Looks pretty basic. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Charlie?
I have mixed thoughts.
On a scale from possums to raccoons, it's around the lines of about.
Well, you know, personally,
I'm not
here's the
done.
thing.
A marsupial.
If I were to classify Herrerasaurus, if you judge it by the trajectory of the moon and the sun divided by the constellation Orion on the 32nd day of every other month ending in a Y, divided by the square root of a piece of pie multiplied by the derivative of the Lucky Charms leprechaun, I believe that it does indeed come out to being a seahorse.
So our next animal is called a Pliosaurus.
Tell us all about Charlie.
You read ahead, Charlie. You're disqualified.
In subsection E, I'm not allowed to because I've been on here longer than 10 moon nights.
Anyway.
It's a flat lizard.
Okay, I just muted all of those idiots except for me, so, welcome to the Billy Show, where I'm the only person here, and,
This is fascism.
I say we string them up.
Anarchy. 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 Anarchy.
Charlie, defend me.
Monarchy. Monarchy.
Down with King Billy.
Down with the sickness.
Well, we're canceled. Bye, guys. Okay, we're back. Don't worry, I dealt with that union. But
Hi, we're the new guests.
Yeah.
Hi guys, it's Kirsten.
Charlie, can you please go pick up what's left of Brad off the carpet?
Hey, I'm still
Oh, sure
here.
thing, Billy.
I'm made of snow.
Yes, this is Snow Brad. He's our new.
It's an albino.
Yep. I can't go out in the sun very long.
No.
So tell us about this here dino.
But anyway, our next dino for the evening is the Platyosaurus, a name that means flat lizard. Got
He
picked on
doesn't
a lot.
look very flat. He looks pretty chunky.
No, you don't see it. It's on paper, so it's two-dimensional.
Let's see,
Oh,
it's flat.
that's a high concept.
It's
out here
Platyosaurus
right
is
there.
not flat.
If it
Charlie.
turns sideways, predators couldn't see it.
It looks like a
3D
Pringle chip.
PD.
No, it doesn't, Billy.
looks like a Pringle
It looks like a
chip.
Frito.
So
It looks like a.
all right.
Where do I
See?
live?
Look, see? It's a Frito, because the Frito...
What were you gonna
Charlie,
say, Brad?
They can't. They
I
Let's
was
can't
have our
gonna
own
say.
conversation.
So if this is
Okay.
a flat lizard, is it technically 2D, and that would mean it's a life?
Anyway, I'm back.
Back to the
So-
OG one. OG show.
Now on? Oh,
Okay.
now I'm on.
Anyway, the Platyosaurus was an early ancestor of the sauropods, the long-necked dinosaurs, and as an early ancestor, wasn't quite as big as its descendants, though it was very, very large and was probably the largest creature on Earth for its day. It comes in at 33 feet long and weighs 4 tons. So, I think Kirsten would have said that was a big boy.
Big boy.
Big boy.
It's a big boy.
Big boy!
Big boy.
Oh,
See,
expletive.
stress the boy, though, if it was really big. So it'd be a big boy!
Billy, you're supposed to say Kirsten when you say a bad word.
I'll say what I want to say.
The
I
rule
run
book
this show.
says.
I run this show, okay? I'm going to come up there, and you don't even know what I'm going to do. So, yeah.
So
There's
what
not
else
even-
can you
You're
tell us
running it
about
like
this
the
dino?
captain, not an admiral.
But anyway, you'll have to excuse that. Brad was just being a moron. But anyway, the
Ouch.
Platy-
I will not take this, Billy.
Shots
I'll
fired.
stop feeding you.
Gonna take it.
We're not
we ain't gonna take it.
Charlie,
No, we ain't gonna take it.
What's that? What is it,
it's
Miller?
okay. Brad's fired.
What were you saying?
Hold on one second. Brad, you're fired.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Charlie,
What were you saying?
I need you. Okay. I need you to remain loyal.
Loyalty.
What about your loyalty,
I'm trying to be nice here, Brad. You need to be quiet first.
I need Charlie to remain loyal, okay? He was
Complete
You know, Charlie was
me.
the first person who ever emailed me about being a co-host on this show.
Aw.
Okay,
I was very
So-
happy. I was walking down the hallway to my friend Edward, and I was like, look, there's dinosaur poster. I was like, wait, there's dinosaurs on the poster. And I turned back really fast. It's like, I can be on a radio show. And I emailed him within like 10 minutes afterwards. Fastest email I've ever sent. And you're supposed to say, you had me at hello, Billy.
Now
Thanks a
kiss.
To be fair, you called me Mr. Reed at first.
lot. I didn't know if you were
How
a professor
formal.
or stuff.
Sir Reed?
Lord Professor Reed.
Prince Reed.
I don't know what a Billy Reed is. I was like,
To be honest, neither do I.
What is Billy?
at least I didn't like, you know.
So tell us more
bang
about these
or
dinos, Prince Billy.
5-letter word for
Platyosaurus.
disappointment.
Platyosaurus is way more
Anyway,
letters than that.
So, Platyosaurus had a very narrow skull with big, blunt teeth, likely meant to break down really tough plant matter. Its jaws were also very muscular for a sauropod. So,
Crunch.
So it was a Vegisaurus.
well, yeah, all sauropods are Vegisauruses, except
Nice.
for
Eat them
Herrerasaurus,
veggies.
depending on which end of the spectrum you stand for that. One of the big sides of the sauropod argument for Herrerasaurus that its skull is actually very similar to that of Platyosaurus, but I mean, so
Wait a minute, they walk on two legs?
well, you see.
No, I was paying attention to the thing at all. I just noticed that by looking at it. I haven't read that at all, so I'm just going along with this right now.
But anyway, you see, the Platyosaurus was capable of standing on both 2 and 4 legs. The early sauropod ancestors exclusively stood on all on their 2s, but as they evolved and got bigger, they started to stand on 4s. So scientists aren't really sure which one the Platyosaurus used more often, but eventually as the sauropods continued to get bigger and bigger, they kind of lost this and just started walking on all 4s. Now, an interesting thing about Platyosaurus is that we actually don't know how big this thing got. They never stopped growing throughout their life, which is pretty characteristic of reptiles, actually. The largest individuals discovered were about 30-something feet long, and studies on the bones suggest that they died at about 30-ish years old, but also suggest that the skeletons were not yet fully developed. So,
But Billy, how do we know that?
It's not the same.
fossils are magic.
How? I thought they just ate snow and then they turned into fossils because they got cold.
What was the longest living dinosaur, like in terms of expected life?
Well, you see, the larger sauropods were expected to live upwards of 100 years old. So,
Some old boys.
well, that's
The
It's
oldest
because they were
boys.
vegetarians.
well, that's a constant that we see in nature. Animals that are larger in size tend to have a longer lifespan.
Because they can't get killed.
Big boys.
That's fair. They can just step on things.
I mean, look at Charlie here. He's about like what, 7'2"?
I've been
and-
alive since 1492.
When he sailed the ocean blue with his fins.
It's nice to meet you, Logan.
Or
should I call you Jimmy?
Myself today.
Day.
Charlie, what did you do?
Daddy.
No! Don't say that to me ever again.
She's like you, Charlie. Very much like you. And it's just Kirsten wearing a rainbow t-shirt.
So this is what it feels like.
I need like a musical version of Logan. But it's all Les Mis, though.
And now we really need Charlie to reenact that really unnecessary scene with that lovely family that got killed for no reason.
The dumbest part of the movie.
Too soon.
Cluck, cluck, I'm gonna shoot this weird guy looks like my friend walked in here. Bang! And then stab.
Yeah, what
and
was
then car went blam!
was-
And it was like, oh no, Charles!
I was like, oh no, it's X-Men Origins Wolverine all over again.
Yep.
Random people are getting killed for no reason.
really good CGI, I think, though. Not X-Men Origins Wolverine, but like, I don't know if they like, I know what they did, because it's like, never mind, carry on, just keep going. They've been doing the exact
You're
same
telling me
thing
they
since
didn't
Medea
just-
movies. Just have Hugh Jackman stand two places in two different shots. I know what
Good
happened.
old Hugh Jackman.
You're telling me they
Huge
didn't.
jacked man.
You're telling me they didn't just have
Jacked.
2 of him? They had 2 of him.
They're brothers.
It's his twin brother.
You ever see the Logan but in the noir style? They released a
That's a
black and white
really good
version.
one.
Oh
yeah.
my god,
really
did you
good.
hear Keanu Reeves is going to be Wolverine? It's true, I saw it on comicbooknow.com.
I'm cool with that. I like Keanu Reeves.
It
Whoa.
was a joke, Charlie. I mean,
I wasn't joking either. I like Keanu Reeves as an actor.
I was saying Kirsten
We
would
need
be
some-
the type
okay.
who would believe those fake
We
comic
need
book
someone
articles.
short for Wolverine. He's 5'2". Exactly. Katie, you can play him.
Yay!
Josh Hutcherson.
Okay, so anyway, moving on. we're back with me again because the rest of those morons decided they wanted anarchy. So, okay, Charlie can come back.
Cool, I'm the loyal one.
No.
Bringing me back.
Are we on the next one yet?
Yes, Charlie, we're on the next
Oh,
one.
'cause I like the next one.
Everyone's
Carry on.
back. So,
Wait, no final word on this one?
okay, what's our final word on Plateosaurus?
5 out of 10.
On a scale from Cheetos to, like, you know...
Funyuns.
Those are both
It's
terrible.
my rating scale. You can check yourself out the door, Billy. On a scale
Cheetos
from Fritos to Cheetos, it's a solid Ruffles.
Fritos is better than Cheetos.
Yeah, mostly
Way
because
better.
Cheetos suck.
Yeah, it's a reverse one.
Except for the jalapeno Cheetos.
I do like jalapeno cheese.
Those are
Ew.
dank.
I
Go
think
away,
this is my
Curtis.
favorite one yet.
Okay, well, we're really getting into the weird stuff here. Here we have the Shringosaurus.
That's just a fun name.
Shringosaurus!
A name that means horned lizard. Now,
Makes sense.
This beast isn't a dinosaur.
It's beautiful.
It's a very early archosaur. Archosaurs are the overarching family of reptiles that dinosaurs belong to. It also includes alligators and crocodiles, but
It's the Lucy of dinosaurs.
this
Looks like a
thing,
Gila monster.
This thing kind of exists in its own family of archosaurs. Now, it's built very similarly to a modern-day lizard, but it's very big, about 13 feet long. Got a very long neck, a skull similar to that of a modern-day iguana, but its very defining feature is that it has these two giant horns on top of its head that
Oh, yeah.
don't really look like a Carnotaurus or a Ceratopsian. They look more like a bull.
Huh.
So, yeah.
Why did it have these?
Well, we don't really know that exactly. They're really blunt, so it's not really thought they were for defense.
So decoration.
Most likely display to look pretty for the lady Shringosauruses. And you
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
you read ahead, but that's okay. And
Those Shringosaurus know how to impress the ladies.
there were some real chads.
Oh, yeah.
They pulled up in their Maserati and their pleather jacket.
Yeah, but the female ones had little red horns.
Brad, we've discussed this. People don't get your anime references.
They will.
I'm sure the South Africans got that one.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
The South
But,
Africans are all weeaboos.
You see,
know
we
that.
don't really entirely know what Shringosaurus's diet consisted of, but as of right now, it's believed to have been an herbivore, at the very least an omnivore.
Team herbivore.
Cool.
So what is our final word on this Dr. Seuss-looking thing?
On a scale from Ivy Tech Community College to Harvard University, it's about
Florida State
at
University.
Indiana Wesleyan University.
Oh, okay. Comparable.
I'd say on a scale from Jonas Brothers to NSYNC, I'd say it's a Backstreet Boy.
Ooh, nice.
I see some of myself in this not dinosaur.
So how would you rate it?
Oh, I didn't know I had to rate it.
You gotta rate it.
Well, on a scale from Thor 2 to Infinity War, I'd say it's about a Ragnarok.
That's
So
pretty
very good, Charles.
Hi.
Nice.
Well then, in that case, I'd say on a scale of Amazing Spider-Man 2 to I don't know what people think the best Spider-Man movie is.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
Yeah,
Spider-Man
well,
2.
it's Spider-Man
Personally,
2.
I think it's Spider-Man Homecoming.
Although
but
an argument can be made for
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Verse.
yeah,
Coming soon on
Spider-Verse.
Here's the Horizon.
Yeah.
But
Banger of a movie right
Anyway,
there.
Yeah.
on a scale of Amazing Spider-Man 2 to Spider-Man Homecoming, I'd say it's a Spider-Man Homecoming, Charlie.
So not as good as Spider-Man 2.
No, so pretty good.
Spider-Man 2 is the best. Thank you,
Spider-Man
Charlie.
2 sucks.
You can leave
The
me to
Raimi
that.
trilogy
You're
sucks.
fired,
Take off
Curtis.
your
It doesn't
nostalgic
hold up,
goggles.
guys. I'm sorry.
It does hold.
It's
up.
beautiful.
I can't.
I will fight you right
I
now.
can't
Excuse
blame
me,
the
let
fact
me-
that
let
the
me
modern
just-
MCU is
Hey,
trash.
Billy, can you mute both of them now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me just recite my personal favorite speech in all of cinema. So what is it going to be, Spider-Man? Let die the woman you love, or let suffer the little children?
He didn't. See, the difference in those films and the Martin films is that they took it seriously and they enjoyed it. The Martin films can't do a serious film without making a joke, and that's really sad, I think.
Yes.
Nothing in the Raimi trilogy is serious. Just a bunch of CGI Spider-Man flopping around.
No,
the
no,
It is very
That's the
serious.
point. They didn't make fun of themselves when they did. So, like, when
It
Doctor
had
Strange
spirit.
puts on his cape and his, like, little cape wipes off his shoulder, that's like, oh, that's
Was
hilarious.
it Spider-Man? Was it Spider-Man 2 or 3 where the one Russian guy was like, "You are, she is a good woman. You are a good man."
That is a beautiful scene. It's hilarious.
The
This
dumbest
think of it.
ever.
So
Those movies are dumb.
the only
They're
two
beautiful.
the only two good
You're wrong,
Spider-Man
Curtis.
movies are Spider-Verse and Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Amen.
And soon to be Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Bam.
So,
Drop the
yeah.
mic.
Well, you're wrong.
And
but
really,
that's okay.
Spider-Man PS4 is a better Spider-Man movie than all of them. So
Whoa, hot
Yeah.
take. You like it better than Homecoming Story?
I don't know. I mean, it's really good.
It is really good.
I just really love that last couple hours. You know
That's
what
true.
I mean?
That's fair.
But
Anyway, what is the next dino or lack thereof on our agenda?
oh boy. Next up, we have an early ichthyosaur, so another marine reptile.
Oh, he's smiling.
We have the Symbospondylus.
Simbo.
Symbospondylus. It's a fun name.
Simbo.
Symbospondylus. What do you think, Charlie?
It's great.
Anyway, this is a name that means, oh boy, I love this. It means boat spine.
I like to
Now,
make boats.
It was an early... Is it a Viking, Brad?
No, it's too cute.
I'm a
Okay.
Oh.
Viking.
I make
This
boats.
is a family show. We don't make Castlevania references here unless it's Brad screaming, God, Brand.
Go, Brent!
The finest of the Vikings.
Definitely
Anyway.
the finest available.
Anyway.
But anyway, so it's an early ichthyosaur, which are the fish lizards. Its ancestors looked, or not ancestors, descendants looked a lot different than it actually did, but we'll get into that in just a minute. It's actually one of the largest ichthyosaurs for being one of the first, coming in at 33 feet long. The largest ichthyosaur was the Shonisaurus, which was about 60 feet long.
Let's go to Shoney's.
Let's not. Shoney's is terrible.
The finest available food.
But anyway, this
Bring
thing-
back hometown buffet.
I was,
Now.
I was more of a fan of Ryan's.
Ryan's was a banger.
I think Ryan's fell behind hometown. I mean, Ryan's is just kind of a goony place to go.
To be fair, I remember when I was little, we used to go to the hometown buffet in the Green Tree Mall right after I would go to KB Toys. And I remember I used to bring my Pokemon toys into hometown buffet, and my dad would yell at me for playing with them at the table.
Boy, put away your Pokemon or whatever you're talking about.
Man, that Digimon is just a bunch of dingus.
As you were. What were we talking about? The can't.
Symbospondylus. Now,
Tell me more.
Compared to the later ichthyosaurs, this thing wasn't as well adapted for life underwater because it was an earlier one. You see, the later ichthyosaurs of the Jurassic and the Cretaceous looked more like reptilian dolphins, with dorsal fins and tail fins that looked more like sharks. This thing lacked all of those and actually looked more like a mosasaur than anything else.
I was about to say, like, the
So-
first thing I thought was, yeah, mosasaur.
But it's not.
It looks kind of derpy to me.
It's like a cross between a dolphin and a mosasaur and, like, maybe a pinch of chronosaur.
Well, the Chronosaur, that's a plesiosaur. So,
Yeah.
which is a short-necked subdivision of the plesiosaurs. So, yeah.
You were right. These things are weird.
The Triassic period was weird. So, how do we rate the Symbospondylus?
Give it a 5.
So, on a scale of, let's see all the bad MCU movies. On a scale of,
Thor 2.
on a scale of Thor 2 to Ant-Man and the Wasp.
You didn't like Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Nobody liked Ant-Man and the Wasp,
I
Charlie.
like Ant-Man and
Stop.
the Wasp.
I liked it.
I liked it, Billy. You're wrong.
It wasn't the best, but I liked it. Which do you
I
hate more,
remember-
that or Guardians 2?
Oh, Guardians 2 definitely, because Guardians 2 is just a really bad joke on something I already loved. But I remember the only reason Brad opened up his Twitter was just to make some joke about Ant-Man and the Wasp to get me mad.
Oh, yeah, it was
'cause,
like,
like,
I
I
was
remember-
shook by the end of
Yeah,
Ant-Man
no.
and the Wasp.
Yes, I remember, because that was the morning after we saw it, and Curtis and I were driving to Orlando, and I was just like, Brad started a Twitter! And, oh man, that was,
It was a special moment.
yeah.
It's been dank every day since.
Anyway,
I hate Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, I'll give this a Captain America 1.
on a scale of Paper Mario Sticker Star, which is horrendous and my least favorite game of all time, to Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, I give this one a Super Paper Mario.
All right, on a scale of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time
Banger.
to, let's see here, to Link's Awakening, I'd give this Link to the Past.
Oh, that's rough coming from you. Yeah. Pretty rough.
But pretty good, you know.
So anyway,
Some people like it.
we have another weird boy here.
I already said 5. It's all good.
Charlie already said 5. Next up here we have the Tanistropheus.
How do we know it had those markings, Billy?
I just love that name, Tanistropheus.
How refined.
I love it.
It looks like a giant snake.
You look like a giant snake.
It's a long hand.
I slither around.
Well, yeah, just the other day I saw you were slithering around a field looking for mice.
That's as I do. Mm-hmm. You'll soon have this venom.
And then you had...
The greatest Disturbed song ever.
It is the best.
Nah, Brad,
I love it.
if you were a snake, you'd be a constrictor.
Not a python?
No, I mean, like, okay, so snakes either use venom or constrict. So constrictor is a pretty broad term.
Gotcha.
Like a garter snake.
Would I be Venom or Constrictor?
Nah, you'd be a constrictor.
All
I don't
Coopers
know.
are constrictors.
Because we're physical marvels.
Oh, yeah. The swollest of boys.
Charlie would be a sea snake.
Yeah. Venomous and deadly.
Very
Demons.
venomous. Don't get bit by a sea snake.
We just smother our prey with so much love that they just
Exactly.
can't take it.
Exactly.
Says Brad while hugging his wife. So,
Smother.
Anyway, the Tanistropheus. This is a name that means the long hinge.
Did it make the creaky sound when it moved its neck?
Probably. Well, its
Available
neck
at
was
Home Depot.
actually very stiff, so it would have been very uncomfortable to be a Tanistropheus.
Oh, poor guy.
That boy needs a massage.
Now, this thing was a large reptile from the Triassic. It comes in at about 20 feet long. So a very large boy indeed, and it's very well known for its long neck. And when this thing was first discovered, scientists, as they do, misidentified it as a pterosaur because they believed its neck bones were actually wings.
It wasn't longer than shoot, what's its face? Diplodocus, right?
Diplodocus? Diplodocus is 100 feet long, Charlie. That's
I
a
forgot. I'm
sauropod.
sorry. I just
That's
wanna
one
make
of the
sure.
largest
It looks
animals ever to
long.
walk on Earth.
I'm
It
sorry. I
has,
just want to make sure.
it
I
has
forgot.
really little legs.
Yeah.
And it's a string bean. This thing's a string bean.
Well, you see, this thing was believed to have exclusively fed on fish. Now, here's an interesting thing. Scientists can agree that it fed on fish. However, its exact lifestyle is unknown. We know this thing occupied coastal regions, which has opened up quite the debate. You see, we don't know if this thing would have lived along the beaches and the coastlines or on the rocky peaks or something, or if it actually lived in the water. We don't know which one because, you see, it actually lacks several key traits for living both on land and water. So we don't really know where this thing...
It was a tweener.
It floated.
It floated.
And Billy's giving someone the death stare. Poor Katie.
Come on,
She is no
Katie.
longer with us.
Brad's getting muted just so
Whoa, by association. That's rough.
Actually, you know what? Never
Rise up.
Never mind, because she can just come over to any mic, so we're all
Let's
taking
start
one
a
for the team.
riot.
Goodbye,
Let's start a riot.
goodbye, cruel world. Okay,
Everybody break away from everything.
I don't know what's happening anymore.
Take
Send help,
to higher places.
Charlie. Okay, listen here, you. This is my show. This is my house. These are my rules. And from now on, no more Brad singing metal. And you,
Your disgrace isn't metal.
Third Days Grace isn't metal.
who even let you in here? And you,
The door was
yourself a
unlocked, so I
raise.
just slithered my way in.
give yourself a raise.
Okay.
Join us, Charlie. We'll give you cookies.
And you're grounded.
Why am I grounded?
You're not our dad, Billy.
So let's just say a few words about the Tanistropheus and move on. Charlie, what are your final words on this thing?
Trapezoid.
Trapezoid.
Trapezoids are awesome.
They are pretty cool.
I'm a big fan of Ron.
I give it a pentagon because I like pentagons.
It's a military conspiracy right there.
Decahedron.
Ooh.
What about you, Billy?
I give it a most stuff Oreos.
Stuff or
The
Okay.
final dino on our agenda.
Oh yeah.
Pratt's gonna sing again. And then I'm gonna have to hear it from my dad when I get home. Boy, you gotta make that guy stop singing. And then,
Has he actually said that yet?
No.
Oh.
I'll start singing your dad's favorite songs,
Brad.
whatever they are.
Well, break open the Hank Williams Jr.
Sweet Home Alabama.
That's not Hank Williams.
I know. I was just singing the only country song I can think of at the moment.
I don't think that's technically country, is it?
I think that's more like Southern rock.
Yeah.
Rock and
Boy
roll.
named Sue,
There you go. That's country.
Yeah. I can't even begin to tell you
fighting
how
in
many
the
how
gouge
many
and the
car
mud, the
rides.
blood, and the beer.
Anyway,
Was that even language?
No. Yeah, it was language.
that's cash ease.
Yeah. Cash. All right, tell us about this dino.
Well, you see, this is the I want to go homosaurus, and
This is the mom I'm tiredosaurus.
This is the Caranodon.
this is the honey boo boosaurus. Its mom made it compete in beauty pageants underneath of the truck stop every Saturday night in Peoria.
It looks so sad.
Anyway, no, this is the Isonosaurus. Name means Ison lizard, named after where it was found. And this was one of the first true sauropods that walked on four
true
legs,
patriot.
like a true sauropod. Now, it wasn't the biggest sauropod. Only about 20 feet long. However, it's only known from one single specimen, which we believe was not fully grown. So for all we know, it could have been enormous.
Huh. So they've only found one of these.
Yep. Now, interesting thing.
And where
pretty normal,
where is
though.
Isan at?
Charlie, look it up.
It's probably China.
Okay.
Fine.
That name sounds interesting.
Fine. I'm looking it up.
But it's normal to only find one specimen, though, typically. Like,
They found a nice and
was
good.
it a full specimen?
I don't think so.
No, because
Hold
we
on
don't
one
know
second.
exactly how big it was.
I'm looking it up.
Ooh, spicy.
Where is it?
Thailand.
Thailand.
Oh.
I knew that.
So China.
No, it's not.
Whoa,
That's
that's,
China.
that's a generalization there.
Charles, China,
Depends on who you
Charlie, Thailand,
Listen,
Guam,
Charlie, you
Cuba.
don't-
Yes, Thailand.
You don't want to do that, okay? Curtis
Oh.
is going through a woke phase right
I was saying
now.
Taiwan.
He'll,
Never
I'm
mind.
so woke.
he'll gut you.
I was saying Taiwan. I'm sorry.
You see, Taiwan was formed when General Kai Shek fled from China after getting overrun by Mao Zedong.
General
And China, to this day, will not acknowledge the existence of Taiwan.
Honey walnut shrimp from Panda Express. It's $1 extra, but I still like it.
I prefer Thai food.
I
It's
like-
spicy.
Yeah, I do. I like a good pad thai. So anyway.
So what are some other things about the Isanosaurus?
Well, anyway, the interesting thing about it is that this thing actually predates the Plateosaurus that we talked about earlier, which was believed to be an ancestor of all sauropods. So this thing is believed to be one of, if not the first sauropod to ever walk on four
The
legs.
granddaddy of all sauropods.
And by that
Man,
logic,
I'm getting too tired. Old for this.
it could very well have been the ancestor of all modern sauropods. Well, not modern, but like well-known sauropods, the true sauropods. Because Plateosaurus and all of its buddies belong to the prosauropods, which are like the pre-alpha versions of sauropods. It's complicated.
This was
So
the beta.
much paperwork. Yes. So
The
this
beta
was this was
test.
the early access sauropod.
You had to pay extra to get the...
But it might brick your PS4.
I mean, it could just step on it. So yeah. If you download this thing, an actual sauropod will materialize in your house and step on your PS4.
But what if it's a baby one? Long neck.
I have a Nokia gaming system. It's unbreakable.
And on today's episode of I Hate Myself and Regret All My Decisions. But anyway, so yeah, what's our final words on Isonosaurus? Charlie?
On a scale from like.
Okay, on a scale of
It's my scale,
of-
Billy.
No, Charlie. I run this show, okay? I get to boss you around. On a scale of the Loud House to Family Guy.
I have no opinion on that.
Just say a
don't.
cartoon, Charlie.
I don't know.
Okay, fine. You're so smart. Come up with a scale.
I had one. It was like Canada Dry to like, oh, screw it.
Okay, your opinion
Screw
doesn't
it.
matter.
South Park.
Brad?
Screw it. Skip South Park.
All right, on a scale of Bud Light to Jack Daniels, I'd say this is a solid Blue Moon.
So, on a scale of renowned psychologist Sigmund Freud to my favorite psychologist, Carl Jung, I would give this a Carl Rogers.
Personally, my favorite psychologist is Dr. Phil.
And how's that working out for you, Billy? Now tell me how you feel
How
about
does
what
that
you do.
make you feel?
I'm here to help you.
Gonna send the Mexican mafia after you?
Dr. Phil is just nice Dave Ramsey. Tell me I'm wrong.
Hot takes.
Ooh.
Dave Ramsey's just like, listen, I made a bunch of money. You're never going to be able to make this much money because, you know, I'm Dave Ramsey.
So listen
And,
to me.
Here's my daughter, Dave Ramsey's daughter, to tell you all about it.
Yeah.
She's going to tell you about my book, Dave Ramsey, the
Yeah.
book. I'm Dave Ramsey.
I'm the third
Dave
coming of Jesus.
Dave Ramsey is just the real-life version of John Redcorn from King of the Hill. He has to say his own name every 5 seconds.
Except Johnny Redcorn is a lot cooler than Dave Ramsey.
I
Let's
mean,
be
is
honest.
Dave Ramsey the lead singer of renowned band Big Mountain Fudge Cake?
No.
Exactly.
John Redcorn is one of the finest King of the Hill characters.
I mean,
Yes.
he told them about the legend of Wimatanya.
Yeah. Hey, when did you celebrate Thanksgiving? We did. Once.
What a boss.
Let's just turn this into
Oh,
a
man.
King of the Hill show.
A King of the Hill appreciation podcast.
Ooh, that'd be nice. Billy's Bobby.
But, why do I never get to be the cool character?
Bobby is cool.
No, he's not.
Can I
He's
be?
the-
Can I be Dale?
You can be Dale. I'll
It's
be
called the Beast
No,
Tank.
you're Bill, and you know it. Charlie, you can be the dog.
Who am I?
You know who you are?
Who?
You're the truck driver from the propane store, Joe Jack.
Joe Jack. Yo, let me be Boomhauer. And they old man talking about them, showing dinosaurs, man. No,
Katie,
those-
you're Boomhauer.
Do your best Boomhauer voice, Katie.
No, thank you.
Talking about that dang old Isanosaurus, man. That hot tub, man. Walk on 4 legs.
Okay,
You know.
he
if
said
you're
no,
Bobby,
no.
can I be Joseph?
Walking.
No, he said the no.
I said walking.
No, he didn't say walking, and there was an F in front of that.
I didn't say that word.
No, he's
Walking.
You're the one with the dirty mouth.
Charlie. Back me up here.
I don't watch King of the Hill. I don't know.
Oh man,
All right, Charlie, go home
But anyway,
with your girlfriend and watch King of
it's
the
on
Hill.
Hulu.
So anyway, that about does it for Let's Talk Dinosaurs this evening. Thank you guys very, very much for listening. That's episode 18 in the bag. Also going to be the last episode ever where Curtis is here to join us.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
Only
Yeah.
6 more.
And also, I'm not feeling so good.
Oh.
6 seasons in a movie.
I was making a reference. I actually feel fine.
Yeah.
No, he's dead right now.
You floated away.
I'm not feeling so good, Mr. Billy.
But yeah, this is going to be the last episode he's ever here with us. Very sad. Thank you guys for joining us on the latter half of our farewell season. If you missed it on our social medias, Let's Talk Dinosaurs is ending at the end of April. Very sad. Been a fun ride, though. But we appreciate everybody who stuck with us through the entire thing. Charlie, do you have a show to plug?
6 seasons in a movie. First off, we're coming back. And I have a show on Saturdays from 11 to 12 called Heroes on the Horizon. This week, we're talking about Captain Marvel.
Woo!
Yeah.
So most of us are going to see it after this actual show. So we will be enjoying that.
And you can follow our social medias. We're at Let's Talk Dinos on Twitter and at Let's Talk Dinosaurs on Instagram. But I'll be honest, our Instagram's pretty boring, so you're fine if you want to skip out on that.
No, you must follow it.
Follow both, or we will find you.
6 seasons in a movie.
But anyway, as always, I am Billy Reed.
I'm Charlie Sandifer.